She came back.
I like the hill. Yeah. Are you talking to someone or is
This YouTube. I want to do a whole video rundown of my diagnosis and my surgeries process.
Awesome.
If you choose to have children, 50-50 chance for each one to have it, but with that 50% chance, they could be much milder than you, they could be much more severe than you, and...
Oh, wow. You can use... Is it Walgreens or CVS? It's CVS.
Alright, do you want to know how much you weigh?
Yes.
You are 84. Put your back against it.
Oh, a whole 84 pounds.
That's a heavyweight.
Alright, no tippy toes. No cheating.
Your heels on the wall?
Yeah. Alright, shoes on, sit in that chair for me.
Okay. And how tall is she?
She is. 4'9".
4'9".
Whatever.
We usually don't have to wait for very long when we are in here. So the geneticist should be in here soon.
Are you not getting blood work done today?
Oh yeah, and my mom is getting blood work so we can see which one of my parents gave me CCD, if any of them did. But it can also be like a spontaneous mutation when you're in the womb. So like right now, actually I can explain a little bit about it a little. So like in June of this year, I came to OU Genetics Hospital, that's in Oklahoma, to get my genetics tested because I had a symptom of CCD, which was hyperdontia. And when I came, the geneticist basically said that she thought that it was CCD, and that was something that I had been thinking for a little bit too. So if you don't know how genetic testing works, you can't get tested for everything in the book. You have to like come in, get your family, your genetic counselor has to do it and get your family, come in and do your family history.
Kind of narrow it down.
Yeah, and kind of like narrow it down a little bit so you can figure out what it is. And basically it got narrowed down to CCD, so that's what I was tested for. A bunch of different dysplasias, and it came back positive of like the 13th of August 2021. And so now that I got this diagnosis, OU Orthodontics is ready to move forward a whole lot quicker with my dental surgeries to remove all of the extra teeth I have. And I'll put like a little clip of the x-rays in. Yeah, that's probably going to be within the next 6 to 8 weeks that gets started, and I'll also record that because this entire process is kind of like just to show my dental journey, because I know it's going to be a long one, and it's not like the rarest thing on planet Earth, but I haven't been on YouTube in a while, and I thought it would be something that I'd like to share in a big milestone in my life. And over the course of like, I guess, a year or two, maybe, a lot will change in my whole dental process, but I don't really know how hyperdontia will affect me in the long run, so that's kind of why I'm here to ask more questions to the geneticist and have more follow-ups and have her tell me like things that'll be beneficial to me living with CCD. It's not deadly or anything, just the main thing is like all the extra teeth, and usually people who have it don't have collarbones and like odd bone structure, facial deformities. It doesn't affect intellect, it doesn't affect really any other bodily functions other than your bone, teeth, and cartilage. So like, yeah, there's things that can be done to improve your quality of life, but you won't die from it, and a lot of people don't have like severe symptoms. If you guys watch the show Stranger Things, the character Dustin Henderson is played by Gaten Matarazzo, and he's also someone who has CCD, which is short for Cleidocranial dysplasia. So right now I'm just waiting for the geneticist to come in, like I said, and when she does, I guess I'll kick up recording again. Another thing I read about a symptom that I don't really like or wouldn't really like to deal with is ear infections and sinus infections more frequently than most people would get them, but I guess that kind of would depend on how well you take care of yourself. But
Yeah, and is that something you've had in the past?
Ear infections. Like, it got so bad to where it spread to my eye, actually.
Yeah, because typically, so both the hearing loss and the sinus infection, sinus problems are all, the underlying cause is if
it misses
depends on the
one,
shape of the skull.
Mhm.
So, since this is such a variable condition and, a big part of it is delayed maturing of the different skull bones, and it's kind of if the skull is not coming together as you would expect,
Right.
and it's almost like putting
Open.
pressure
Uh-huh.
kind of on the tubes in the ears,
Right.
and subsequently, since it's all connected with your sinuses, kind of just narrowing passages that would otherwise be a little bit bigger.
Right.
That's kind of what leads to it and causes it. But that's also something with the sinus infections and things you've had in the past. Likely, they would probably continue at about the same frequency, because it's all just depending on the structure of your bones and how everything ended up in place. So, again, not something I would expect to get worse, but probably something, if you get one a year, you might expect to keep getting one a year type of thing.
Oh, okay. And then another question that I had that I wrote down was, how many people do you guys see here at OU, Children's Genetics, with CCD? Would you say like a year?
So me personally, you are the third, but I've only been here a year. That's a good question for Dr. Sy. She's been in the field for 30 years, so she's able to both, with statistics of general population and also just her own experience.
Right.
I feel like she knows at least a handful of people with every single condition, but frequency, 1 in a million.
Is that okay? So like 1 in a million, it seems like it's a big rare thing, but when you consider how many people are in the world, 1 in 1 million doesn't really seem like the
we're
rarest
still
thing.
gonna get thousands and thousands of people. Yeah, and
It's still cool though.
it is, and there's an argument that it's very underdiagnosed, just because a lot of people, you're 17,
And wasn't
this didn't come
diagnosed
up until now,
Right.
and the thought that a lot of people are quite mild.
Like with the severity of CCD, can you tell within like your physical makeup? I don't like internally, like I don't know how to really say it. Like by your genes and stuff, can you tell who has it more severely than others?
That's a good question. So we call that genotype-phenotype correlation. Basically, can we tell from your specific mutation kind of where on the severity spectrum you're going to end up?
Yeah.
The answer is for your mutation, no.
No.
wow.
And for most, I don't think that there's any specific known mutations, mostly because it's so rare. So it's harder for them to collect enough data to really be able to show any correlation. But so if you choose to have children, 50-50 chance for each one to have it. But with that 50% chance, they could be much milder than you. They could be much more severe than you, and it'd be impossible to tell until
that
the
50
child showed us.
That 50-50 chance is really crazy because I saw a woman who has I don't know if you've seen the movie Hereditary,
Love
but
that movie. Yeah.
but the girl who's in it also has
She
CCD,
does.
and basically her mom has it and so does her sister. So her mom must have given it to her and her sister,
Yeah.
but her dad is like totally unaffected. He's just like a normal human being and stuff like that. But it's funny to see that both of them have it.
Yeah.
The orthodontist was who brought it up originally, so I just kind of want to do something to bring other people's awareness, or even doctors, and
Yeah.
because she's been to plenty of doctors and nobody's ever said anything, or it never raised a red flag to anybody that, hey, this baby's head is a little different here, or we've done MRIs and complained about her abnormal fontanelle over the years, and none of the doctors said, hey, that's a symptom of CCD, maybe we should take, send her to get checked. So we want to try to set up some type of organization. I'm sure there already are some, or one at least. We were going to ask you about that if they had one here in Oklahoma or Oklahoma City.
I'll have to research that. I'm gonna have to look and see if there's a local one.
And I have been researching.
Yeah, what'd you find?
On Facebook, there's a group. You can pick your state, like of people who have CCD in your state, and there's only 4 people in the group, including me, who have CCD. So, I mean, that's a small number, but I'm sure there are way more. In
What's the
Oklahoma.
population of Oklahoma? Is it 4 or 6 million?
Yeah.
So I guess that'd be fairly consistent with what we'd expect.
Oh wow.
Hello, Serenity!
Whoa!
You should come to a medical field. Yeah, you're right on for your diagnosis in this documentary.
Hi, it's nice to meet you, Serenity.
Who's a genetic, no, you're a pediatric
I'm a
resident.
pediatric resident, yeah.
Right.
Serenity was just telling me
Uh-huh.
about a Facebook group that she found for other people with CCD in Oklahoma, and there's only
That's awesome.
4, which I guess kind of tracks with the 1 in a million rate
Mhm,
we
mhm.
expect. But
Right.
sounds like there might be a
It's
career
there.
in advocacy coming up.
Totally. Yeah, and next time, do you want to be our Children's Hospital Foundation ambassador?
Yes, that would
Yeah.
be very. That
love
would be
it.
very fun.
Yeah. So every year they will ask us to like recommend somebody, so you can actually give a
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
presentation.
that would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and you totally deserve it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
so-
the day with the medical students, where we
Yeah.
bring in
Right. Do you want to be our a medical student, one day professor, patient
Yes,
professor?
that would be
Yeah.
very cool.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, send the
I'll
name.
email Alex.
Yeah,
Because that's coming up. I want to say that's in the
I
next.
know it's already like
it's
in
usually
October.
October? Yeah.
October. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
But
that would
you
be
can-
great.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
it's like 5 or 6 people with broad array of different things, and basically you educate the medical students about
Mhm.
your condition, your diagnosis, how you were diagnosed, what was missed, so they know
Right.
what to look for with their future patients,
Right.
and they have a chance to ask you questions.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, and you can make sure that group of people will pick up this condition,
Yeah.
not
Yep.
waiting 16 and a half years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, I'll let you continue, because they just told me, Mr. Troy, you need a little bit of attention. I want to thank
Sure.
you again. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
I'll be right
Nice
back.
seeing you
Okay?
again.
Yeah.
So nice
I'll
to
be
meet
right
you
back
guys.
for like another 5 minutes.
Okay.
To wrap
Nice
up.
to meet
Yeah,
you,
okay.
Serenity.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm glad she brought that up. I totally
Alright.
forgot about that, but yeah, we're always looking
That's,
for
it
people
was
who
kind
are
of
interested.
along the lines of us what we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
no, that's-
And
yeah.
she came in here and answered the question for us. What?
Yeah, and another one of my main things is I see a lot of people who have it too, have one of the issues I'm having, and that's problems with getting their surgery for their hypertonychia taken care of. And that's something that really makes me sad because I feel like it shouldn't be.
They treat it like it's more or less cosmetic.
Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be considered more towards the cosmetic side and more sort of like a need.
Totally.
Because, I mean,
agree.
it is annoying. Like I would explain the feeling of like growing in the extra teeth, like teething for a baby maybe.
Yeah.
I mean I can't remember teething as a baby, but it is a very annoying
Babies
feeling.
cry. It's
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
it's a very
Yeah.
annoying feeling. So I mean, I just feel like something like that should be considered necessary
Yeah.
rather than
Oh, totally.
cosmetic. So that's another thing that I'm advocating for.
Yeah, no, and they need people too. 'Cause your mutation can be thought of more as in one of your books,
Something
one
was missing.
single word has one letter misspelled.
Oh.
Oh wow.
But if the letter's in the right spots, that can be enough to actually cause disease, and that's what happened in this
Oh.
case. That is just one of the words in one of the books had one little spelling change.
So it's more
Mm.
rare for a person to have CCD than it is for a person to have Down syndrome.
Much.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
if there really are only 4 million people in Oklahoma, you said Oklahoma City or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma.
It's 4 million or 6 million, something like
Something
that.
like
So
that.
that
I
would
looked it up the other day.
So that would really mean only 6 people in Oklahoma have CCD. So no wonder this Facebook group is so small.
Yeah,
Okay.
It tracks. I guess everyone found each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are, go-getters that are
Right.
starting organizations, doing advocacy, starting groups, things like that.
Could you repeat that again for my YouTube video and also
Yeah.
my ego?
In my anecdotal experience in clinic, people with CCD do tend to be smarter than average.
Wow.
No research backing that up, but
Yeah. You can pretty much tell. It's obvious.
they're all very well spoken.
Uh-huh. The little boy from Stranger Things here.
Yes, yes. I watched his segment on that show Doctors, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Bye.
She came
I like the
back.
hill.
Yeah.
Are you talking to someone or is this
This YouTube. I want to do a whole video rundown of my diagnosis and my surgeries process.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, and I had another question for you. The genetic counselor told me to ask.
Yes.
She said to ask you if hyperdontia persists throughout my life. Like once they remove all the extra teeth that I have, will more come back?
No.
No.
No, so once they're gone, they're
Yeah,
gone.
once they're gone, they're gone.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she wanted us to show you her X-rays because
Oh,
we
yeah.
forgot the last time she has.
How many of the teeth do you think they'll take out at one time?
Depends on
It
the plan.
depends
I would,
on them,
you know
yeah.
what? I
They
mean,
have a
for
plan.
your condition, you need to talk to your orthodontics. You need to talk to your general, and you need to talk to your oral surgeon. Okay, all three of them need to be on the same page. Okay, and you can decide how much, and then what is your major problem right now? Because right now you might have too many tooth, but no problem. Okay, and some kids they have this like really dental crowding, because everything trying to come out.
Right.
And then sometimes on one side you can chew, on the other side you can't bite. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you close your mouth, not both sides touching, only one side. Then you have the cross bite. Okay, or depends on how you close your mouth. Sometimes you go like this,
And you have
we
a
call it
overbite.
underbite, and you go like that, it's overbite.
Right.
So they need to be on the same page, and then based on how many tooth they have, they need to have a plan. You said that, hey, 28 is probably most appropriate. I don't need the wisdom tooth, right? And 28, we want to leave them in there, and then they can spread. They can make it look aligned and beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, and then your
That's what they're
function.
doing now. When we told them about the root canal stuff,
Yeah.
she said she was gonna get with the team and they
Yeah,
were gonna
and then
figure
root
it out.
canal means that you have some cavities
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
already go into your
Grown-up
pulp.
teeth.
Yeah,
Right.
so into your grown-up teeth, and it's in the root area. So there's no way that they can fix it. When
Do I need to get a paper?
You already got the doctor's note.
It's down there?
She got it.
No, for me to get my blood work done.
I think you just have to go down there.
Sit downstairs.
Well, we just came out. We're going downstairs in the children's hospital for my mom to get her blood work. But I'm just more excited about I don't know, excited, I guess maybe shocked about the four people in Oklahoma only having it. That makes me feel like it's a whole lot more rare, even though it's not as rare as people would like to believe, but it still is a surprising thing.
Whoa, he big. He's a lot bigger than
He's
my
cute.
girl.
It's a boy, Archie.
Oh, Archie.
Oh yeah, is he a service dog?
Yes, he's a therapy dog for the hospital.
Oh
This is
my
Archie.
gosh.
Oh, he
Here,
likes you guys. Look how
here,
he
can you
is.
hold this so I can touch him properly? He smells good.
Archie.
Archie, he's so cool.